Unscripted.
As many of you know, Jim Ryan, the head of PlayStation, is giving lots of interviews, and he gave an interview lately that was pretty interesting, and I thought he made some pretty incredible points about what the PlayStation 5's whole idea is and what it's actually going to be offering in terms of value and in terms of gaming wise. It really kind of sets it apart from the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. And I kind of reiterate this quite time and time again, that, you know, the Xbox and PlayStation, those companies can do things differently and still appeal to a wide audience. You know, like, I think that in particular the Xbox will be probably pretty good and pretty set in, you know, the next 3 years or so, and I think that it'll be a great platform, you know, but I don't want to sugarcoat it and say it's great right now or it'll be great day one or whatever, because in my opinion it's not. Again, that's not a reason for you to maybe not buy one, or me to, you know, tell you not to buy one. I would never do that, because I feel like people should, you know, buy what they want. For me personally, I just feel like if it weren't for me being a content creator, I probably wouldn't buy one day one. And in fact, that's factual. I wouldn't buy one day one because there's not really any games that support it. You know, I'm really excited to see what the future does hold, but at the same time, you know, I feel like right now Sony's offering more value and actually has a lot more going for it than Microsoft with the PlayStation 5. And at least for the first couple of years, I mean, you look at my favorite game of this past generation's God of War, and we're getting a sequel next year already, so that's incredible. Also a Horizon sequel, and even though that's going to be held back from a standpoint of the game design, it's still going to be a pretty great game in my opinion. It looks like it's going to shape up to be fantastic. Ratchet and Clank looks good and all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, this should be a fun video. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel and it means a lot to me personally. And you know what? I really do think that that's something that people don't understand. If you're looking to support a small channel like mine, a simple like goes a long way. It really does. So please take a minute and like the video. Consider subscribing as well. But I did want to take a second to shout out all the old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody in between. You are fantastic people. Thank you so much for rocking out with me. So Jim Ryan recently did a interview, and he was talking about the PlayStation 5. I, of course, will link this for all you fine fans, and you can check it out below in the description. And he says that the company sees the PlayStation 5 value as obvious when it comes to pricing, the next generation hardware, and for all it actually offers, and especially in comparison to the Xbox Series X. Speaking with Navier, Ryan made it clear that Sony's looking to excite fans worldwide with the new console and its lineup of first-party games, which includes Spider-Man Miles Morales, Demon's Souls Remake, and Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Having said that, a lot of gamers are launching with the PlayStation 5 are going to be available on the PlayStation 4, although Demon's Souls is looking like a proper next-gen exclusive title. You know, but this is what Jim Ryan had to say that separates them most of all from the Xbox Series X. He says it's difficult to talk about the overall game market or other game consoles, but I think the value is obvious in the case of the PlayStation 5. We'll excite fans around the world with the best exclusive games on the market today and deliver a truly next-gen experience that will actually captivate them. So again, they have the idea and understanding that exclusive games are what really get people amped up when it comes to PlayStation. And I feel like that's going to be something that realistically is going to be a huge talking point going forward, just from the vocal point that, you know, Microsoft doesn't really have that. Obviously, there was this interview as well that was had to be translated, and it was talking after the September 17th showcase and release date or whatever. Obviously, PlayStation 5 showed a lot of strength with their exclusive titles. Final Fantasy 16, which had only been rumored from the beginning, and all this kind of stuff. We get this information. Also, you might remember a video I did the other day where I said it was something like 80% of people in that poll said that they were more interested in a PlayStation 5 as opposed to an Xbox Series X, and the main contributing factor was exclusives. And I keep pushing this narrative and telling people that exclusives matter, and people keep telling me, mostly just Xbox fans, keep telling me, well, no, the exclusives don't matter. Again, if they didn't matter, the Nintendo Switch wouldn't be where it's at. You know, I really do think that, you know, this is going to be something that a lot of people sort of come to the realization of, and this is why, okay, when you think about this, Xbox has set themselves up to win. Have they not? They have a cheaper console, the most powerful console, Xbox Game Pass. They have Xbox Game Pass with, their big hits day and date. They have crossplay, which you might go, well, how's crossplay really help them? Listen, in the past, you had to get the console that your friend had so that you could play together. It's not so much, if your friend likes Call of Duty and you like Call of Duty and they bought an Xbox, you don't have to buy an Xbox, you can buy a PlayStation. Or if they bought a PlayStation and you like Xbox, you don't have to buy a PlayStation, you can buy an Xbox. So that really behooves them as the market non-leader. They have game gifting, they have Play Anywhere, they have xCloud, they have all this stuff that theoretically sets them up to win. They have all this supposed advantages to win. And when they don't, people are going to go and scratch their head and they're going to go, well, darn, I thought they were going to win. Hook, yuck. What happened? Well, what happened was they're launching with no AAA exclusives, people. None. And they haven't had a AAA exclusive this entire year. They haven't had one since September 6th, Gears of War 5. September 6, 2019. They might not have another AAA until Halo Infinite at the end of 2021. That's almost 2.5 years between AAA exclusives. That's what people care about. Yes, they don't care specifically just about that, but in general, if I can play all my multiplats perfectly fine on a PlayStation 5 and get their exclusive lineup too, heck yeah. What would be the reason to buy an Xbox Series X right now? Right? Like, of course that's going to be a huge differential between them. So Jim Ryan was asked this question about the PlayStation 5 and it's being the largest console, compared to the other PlayStations and what advantages and why it was so large. And Jim Ryan said, and I quote, various technologies were used in PlayStation 5 and a lot of effort was put into creating a future-oriented design, very future-proof. When we first unveiled the PlayStation 5 in June, we were curious about the reaction, but internally there was a strong belief that a great design that suited the 2020s and beyond. So basically what he's saying is, and this is also somewhat translated, so it might not sound as correct or proper, but basically he's saying that they made a futuristic, future-proof console. And when you look at stuff like the Wi-Fi that they put in there and the C drive and all this kind of stuff, you could tell that they really wanted this thing to last and be something special for years to come, and I feel like they've done a really good job with that. They also asked about the PlayStation Plus collection, the games that were on the PS4 that's going to run on the PlayStation 5, and they were curious if it could provide an optimized experience for PS5, such as haptic feedback from the DualSense controller, and things like that. He says they're very optimistic about the possibility of PlayStation Plus collection that it's going to provide to users in the future. If you own a PlayStation 5 and subscribe to PlayStation Plus, you'll be able to get some of the most popular games ever that were on the PlayStation 4, and the benefits added to the PlayStation 5 will attract new fans to the PlayStation community. I think that there will be really attractive benefits. So again, he's saying if you were somebody that maybe wasn't a PlayStation owner last generation, well, this is going to be the way for you to get into the new generation and also catch up on some of the greatest games of all time. Trust me, any kind of benefits that these games are going to get by playing on the next-gen console are going to be felt pretty much right away, whether it be better frame rates or performance, or, if they're dynamic resolution, they're going to have, the higher resolution and stuff like that. But again, if you haven't played stuff like, Uncharted 4, God of War, Days Gone, these games are simply phenomenal. And if you were just somebody that was just like me maybe, and we're just like Xbox, right? And I get it, I do, trust me. If you were a person that was kind of like that, then do yourself a favor, go into it with like an open mind and just allow yourself to enjoy these experiences for the first time, and you will be blown away. I promise you, you're going to be so enthralled with what Sony has to offer. It's going to be pretty incredible to sort of see that. And I got to tell you, I can't wait. I can't wait. I love it when people tell me, "Oh, you were so right about this, CG. This was amazing. They did such a fantastic job with this. It's such a great game. God of War is amazing." Or, Days Gone was much better than people were saying it was. Again, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Also asked about the DualSense controller and how it was changed after the DualShock 4 and why they did that and what the experiences are going to be. And he says, we decided to add new features and refine the design while keeping the features of the basic DualShock 4 that gamers loved. What I learned from several meetings with the developers was that many games did not get noticed by touch and sound during play. Therefore, we had a great opportunity to innovate by providing manufacturers with a way to increase the sense of immersion using the new PlayStation 5 controller. You know, again, this is something that was basically sort of what I talked about before. Microsoft and Sony have completely different approaches to next generation. Sony themselves are saying, hey, we could have just kind of rest on our laurels. We absolutely dominated this generation, but we still went in and totally rebuilt the controller and did this and are doing all these great things for you guys. Microsoft basically slapped the share button on their same controller, came up with the most boring design ever for their consoles, and called it a day. Okay, I think that's two distinct differences between Xbox and PlayStation going into next generation. And how will this pan out? Listen, I don't know. We never really know how things are going to work out until we have the facts and the data in. But it does sound like with how fast and how fast people want to get a PlayStation 5, like they have the right idea. So this is going to be something that I feel like a lot of people are going to be talking about. And again, it does make a lot of sense for this to be the case. You know, PlayStation is a worldwide brand. Xbox really isn't. I mean, Xbox does well in the US and the UK, but honestly, PlayStation just destroys it everywhere else. So I will link these things. Let me know, do you think there's a huge advantage for PlayStation going into next generation the way that I do? Please let me know down below. Thank you so much for spending time with one of my videos today. Please like it, share it, all that kind of good stuff. Take a minute to subscribe. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.